Hello everyone, and welcome to my reaction to Solo Leveling episode 6, The Real Hunt Begins. So I was just spending a little time with my god baby. She was too cute, and I'm so sad I can't show her in this video now. But maybe before they leave, they'll come say goodbye so I can show her. She looks so cute in her little pink outfit. But anyway, let's keep it relevant. Solo Leveling, The Real Hunt Begins. In the live chat, we have Vasily, Itshade, Shoru, Mary, Sotos, Antonio, Cherry, Ahmad, Will is here, Mary is here, Vasily, sorry if I'm saying double, I'm trying to read as many as I can. Rohit and Ahmad just sent some bits, so thank you so much, and let's go. And I have a latte. Oh, just you wait. Also, I'd like to point out, Dark Shadow, that it is 2 p.m. and this is my first latte of the day. Oh, sorry, Modra is here too. But you defeated that big snake though. And this? I just thought about something. Blackblade said if his chin gets any sharper, he can use it as a weapon. Wow. Goosebumps. Okay, wait, then I have to skip this because... But I know how it goes. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I smell so good now because Lydia smelled so good and I gave her like 5 hugs. I'm gonna ask her what does she use because wow. Vasily, that is weeb ears right there. And there's no healer. How? What about if you use Zaka's weapon? Oh, never mind. Ooh. Oh no. What about his eye? What about the top of his mouth? Like if you get right in there. Oh, but the acid. You have to help. Oh, maybe you just get in the way though. No, no. Does it have like a... Did it take a short rest? Oh. Get him right in the eye. Oh, yes. Damn. Master leveled up, leveled up. 3 times? So that means he's 18, 19, 20, what, like 21 now level? It's not exactly it. Aniki. Oh, he's so cute. What do you think? You just defeated that thing all by yourself. What the? Come on, come on. You're not stupid. Think. How must that kid feel having watched what you just did? Oh, crap. They got back fast. He does need to add points in intellect. That is true. I think he should add a few because clearly he needs the common sense talent. He's probably all like adrenaline high or something because obviously that kid is now going to respect him so much, or at least be a little bit different seeing what he did, you know? But maybe he's still, I don't know. It's probably not that deep though. Just not that deep. They think he defeated. Okay. They're gonna team up together. Quickly level up. If he levels up, he gets rejuvenated again, right? Just use your levels. Because when I'm playing D&D, I'm in Baldur's Gate, my characters don't level up until I click the yellow button, which I didn't notice at first. So I died many times. But then eventually, Sotos was like, the yellow. And then I clicked the yellow button and then I leveled up. So my point is, he should do that and then kick their butts. Oh, the weak one. Quest. Goal. There are people present who want to kill the player. Defeat them all and ensure your safety. If you do not complete this quest, you will receive an appropriate penalty. You mean death? Is that the appropriate penalty of not defeating these bitches? Because they're gonna... Okay. Does he have to... Defeat, does that mean kill or just knock KO? Not that, I mean, in this situation, I think even if he did kill them, it would be self-defense. Like, they're literally teaming up, 6 of them at whatever higher rank against 2 lower ranks. Okay, then again, well, I don't know, let's see what he does. We can talk about it later. He's gonna level up just now. Bro got distracted by the system UI. I really like her voice. Cha-san. Wait. Love her voice. They're all so ladylike. Makes me want to like sit up straight and drink my coffee with my pinky out. No, he's not. Level up, level up, level up. Yeah, well, the game's not fun if you die. Sorry. He wasn't. Well, obviously he would get it because it's been done to him, so... Yeah, well, when you go around killing people, you should understand that... No, you don't understand. Welp. And you have how many healers again to help him reattach his head? Oh, none. Oh, why was that? I don't even think it's good to acknowledge this, but because he leveled up. He's so low leveling. A little too late, my dude. I don't think this is gonna last very long. He's stronger. With each kill, I guess. Think for a moment. When you were killing people and they begged for mercy, did they listen to you? So. I have to say, I kind of want to wait until the end. So let me wait until the end because otherwise I'm gonna blah 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 blah. Full recovery, 10 ability points. Oh my god, what I could do with 10 ability points. My Karlach could be like, sorry, what? Murderous intent skill? Murderous intent skill. Active skill, murderous intent, MP 100, panic debuff, all abilities minus 50%. A powerful aura that puts the enemies in a state of panic for 1 minute. Multiple targets can be specified. So it's kind of like Haki. Like he just intends to murder them and then they get the weak in the knees. I get you. Yeah, that's what happened. Oh. Oh. No, I won't be able to pay attention. Oh. Hello. I'm just joking. Huh? Oh, wait, that's the brother probably. His ototo or something. He literally just went like this and then boom, it ends. I love how you keep changing your mind about pausing. Yeah, because I'm fighting with myself. I want to talk about what's going on in my head, but then I'm like, it's so close to the end. Just shut up and finish the freaking episode. Because majority of people will leave. And then, just the interesting people will stay to talk. Let's see how far I can go. Oh my God, he's going to turn into Elsa. No, Moana. Moana episode. Okay, I'm joking. Sorry. One of my favorite Disney movies ever is Moana, and then she sings about how far she can go. Okay. So what I wanted to say regarding him killing humans is that this is a web comic manhwa. So I understand that it doesn't fall into all the same categories as your average anime. So when I'm talking about all the stuff that I'm about to talk about, don't take me too literally. I'm just kind of like talking about things in the concepts that I've come to know them thus far in the anime world. Okay, but usually, you get shonen and seinen, and there's a difference. Like shonen is specifically for a younger audience, even though, I love shonen so much, and I'm not a younger audience by any means. But that is the target market. So the creator is aware that this will be sold to people around a certain age group. And obviously, people older and younger might read it, whatever. But the target market is people around this age. So oftentimes in shonen, the main characters don't kill because, and ideally, you would be so strong that you don't have to kill, even in the real world. But in the real world, people don't have magical powers and abilities. Like, it's pretty much just you against the world every day. So I can understand. I do love shonen, and I do love when the MCs they don't want to kill. Batman, love him. His whole don't kill kind of he doesn't use guns and he doesn't kill, right? Something like that. And that is great. I love people who have the kind of power that they don't. Okay, but then again, more recently, I live in a pretty dangerous country. South Africa has a very high crime rate. It's very easy for people to get guns illegally and all this kind of stuff. Very cheap as well, even to rent a gun. But, so that's why I think it would be great if more law-abiding citizens would get firearms legally to protect themselves, at least within their homes. But I know that that's a very controversial opinion maybe, but just please remember I'm from South Africa. So anyway, Hanku has been studying to get his gun license, and there are a lot of rules and stuff that you have to learn about when you're allowed to shoot. So for example, if you have a trilly door between you and the person, you're not allowed to shoot unless they are coming at you with a gun. So there's actually a lot of people that they're trying to protect themselves within their own homes, but because they didn't follow teeny tiny rules, they're the ones that end up going to prison for life, and the people who actually broke in and tried to even kill them can get off. If there's like little details that you didn't follow, or it's very nerve-wracking because but bottom line is there are certain situations in which even I would agree that you have to kill someone if they're coming at you with a gun and there's no fucking gun glass between the two of you. So if you can shoot first, I don't see how you could, there is no pause button to pause and decide what to do. Like, if that person's coming at you with a gun and you have a gun, if you shoot and they die, I would say that is allowed because of little details. You kind of have to think about it in a case-by-case basis. So I'm not just saying this is always, there are certain, wait, you don't have magical abilities? I don't. Did Moana also kill 6 people and then see how far she could go? Yes, that song. The only Disney song that makes me cry, it's that one. So what I really like, since this is more like a type of seinen, it seems, where the MC has to, it's more realistic in the sense, like, there's no time, there's no... He had to kill here because it was like these guys that have killed many people in the past, weaker people than them, not just killed people, weaker people. He knows that, they already left them for dead, and 6 of them were coming at the 2 of them. So I would say that he didn't have a choice there, because it was gonna be him or them, right? In that situation, there's no, like I said, there's no pause button for him to decide, or like run away, or oh, and the MC is an adult. That's important, because that's another part of seinen. Seinen usually has an older. I really love that. I'm a little bit getting exhausted with the amount of children in anime. Generally, their age isn't important, and their design is vague enough, so I couldn't even, they could be 21, they could be 16, who knows. But I do appreciate a show like this where he's in his 20s. Great. Can we have more of that, please? But not only that, what I did like is that when he did kind of for a moment show critical thinking, where he didn't just go like, well, I have no choice, let's murder some bitches. He didn't go like that. He understood the gravity of what he was about to do. So I like that was prevalent. Like, it wasn't something that they just glossed over. And also, he didn't lavish in tearing them apart and screaming and laughing, and like, he went in for the kill, it happened, and then it was done. He just cut off their head. He didn't stab them multiple times and laugh many, or not even laughing. I'm exaggerating, but he didn't scream and say, you made me do this, or blah blah blah. Like, the man has some, he has some, how to say, his feet are planted firmly on the ground. The problem is with something like this, eventually, even if you're killing a bunch of murdering bastards, eventually, I wonder how long your psyche can remain sane. Because even if you're murdering murderers, I think it does affect you in some way. But like I said, he didn't seem to gloss over it. He understood what he was doing. He thought about it. He decided, okay, this is what he was going to do. And he was just like very methodical, like that. So I like that, I have to say. And I appreciate that the MC is an adult and it's dealing with adult topics. And I do think that this is something that people should talk more about, because once again, being from South Africa, it is insane how much violent crimes happen. And I just wish that, a lot of us are very sheltered. We don't understand, like, what would you do in that situation? How would you react? Would you be able to keep your cool? Yes, he managed to control his emotions. I think that's not something that a lot of us can say, but he's been part of a very violent world for a while now, even if it was fighting against monsters. But he still understood that these was people. These were people that he was about to kill. So I like the way that they portrayed that in the anime. Okay, I hope I said that correctly. You don't need ruler. I'm pretty sure if someone tried to get in your house, you need an old movie with someone shooting an iron, paint, eyes, a flamethrower, and a tarantula. That's a... Oh, crap. What's... Home Alone joke. His feet are on the ground like Marshall when he refused to go away. So, yeah, I was really impressed with that episode. The visuals, the audio, and that goes for both the sound effects that were used as he was fighting, the song that was playing, his voice acting. All of it was just... It felt very intentional, like they spoke about beforehand, this is how we want this scene to feel, and da, da, da. I mean, obviously they do that, but I could really feel that they did that. Vasilishk says a couple of things about this episode. I usually don't like when shows try to force you to believe and justify a situation. Oh, he didn't have a choice, blah, blah. But in this situation, from what we were shown, the system would have killed him if he didn't kill them, so I accept it in this situation. I still, of course, am not rooting for it. I'm just like, well, they got what they deserved. But the problem is, in most shows where people say they didn't have a choice, they did. There was no immediate, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like law is very... That's why I said you have to take it by a case-by-case basis. Although you could argue, he could have run away into this or that or this, but that is when you talk about shonen. This is seinen, and it's more grounded in like real immediate threat. So Cherry is studying to become a lawyer. So I think she could understand, like, when you stand in court and you have to argue for someone, the same thing could, like, let's say two people killed two other people. And now you have to argue, was it self-defense, was it not? So obviously there are times where people have to kill people. It is a horrible thing to say. No one wants to say it. But if someone's running down with a gun in your face, and listen to me closely, I'm not talking about, you know that this person is going to come to your house tomorrow with a gun, and then you go and kill them first. Not the same thing. Even if there's proof that, they were going to come to your house with a gun, that's not the same thing. So you don't get to go and kill them and say that that's self-defense. No, these people, 6 of them, were walking towards him. Remember, they can use magic and shoot. If he turns his back for a second, he's dead. So there are it's life. Ideally, we would never have to murder people, but there are murderers in the world, and when they're coming at you with a gun in your face, right then and there, the law allows you certain things. He's just lucky that he had the strength to defeat them. Not lucky, but you know what I'm saying? They could have been, according to those guys, they were 2 E and a D user, or D ranks. They would have died if he didn't defend himself, like 100%. So it's not that the show is trying to justify anything. It's not like, because I agree with you, I also don't like it when shows like it says, oh, he has a sad backstory, so he did this, but it's not so bad because... No, this is not the same as those situations at all, in my opinion. Even if he didn't kill them, there are no proof to put them in prison. I loved when he remembered his sister. It's like, don't worry, guys. He may massacred 6 people, but he's still the same. I don't know. I don't know if murder is the right word. I feel like you need a different word for someone who killed murderers. Like, they're murderers, and he didn't murder them, he killed them. Murder has a different connotation, doesn't it? So I'm not at all defending. There's a story about a girl that was kidnapped, and she was sold, like human trafficking, sold to someone, and she was abused sexually, and then she killed her abductor or the whatever. And then, isn't there a story in somewhere where this girl was being tried for murder, or, like, I mean, come on, we can't call a girl like that a murderer. There has to be a different word for it. To me, the system, it doesn't matter what the system, there would have been a penalty. I don't even think about whatever the system would have done. If he had tried to run, they have magic. They would have shot him in the back. He had to take care of another person who was right there with him with heavy armor on. If he had to try and jump, grab the guy, and go back through one of those tunnels, his chance of survival would have been... So, in this case, as in the real world, I would just agree that legally that is self-defense. Sadly, that he wouldn't be able to prove that if the kid Jinwoo told that lady that he... But anyway, she assumed that the guy with all the armor did it, and she said, oh, you probably did everything because of your amazing armor. No. Oh, wait. You're right about that. Definition of murder is unlawful and most of the time premeditated. It's different from killing someone. Thank you. I don't think he murdered anyone. I think he defended himself and another weak guy who could not defend himself against 6 murderers. He defended himself from being murdered. He didn't murder. That's how I would define that. There's, of course, people that would be like, oh, but you see, Aaron did that. No, he didn't. It's not the same. Not even in the slightest. And none of this, that's very important as well, Cherry. None of this was premeditated. He went into this thing for them. Like, he was doing a job for them. They lured him there. So he didn't plan this. Like, they actually planned to kill them. So the point that I'm trying to make is that the system didn't actually make him do it. He had a choice to try and escape and pay the penalty, but he chose to kill them, and I also agree with his choice. It's way too risky to turn your back on someone with a gun. Way too risky. That's why I want Hanku to he's going to get his gun license. We're going to buy a gun. He's going to put it in our safe. And if something were to happen, someone were to break into my house or whatever, and they have a gun, the problem is I think it's not even if they have a gun. If they're inside your house and they have any weapon, like a knife, whatever. Because I can't fight with a knife, but they can. If I have a gun, I think it's fair. But I don't know. He's the one learning the laws of this. I'm not. Eventually, I might need to get it too, but I'm a girl. I'm kidding. I just have other things on my mind. The penalty is death. It's like letting them kill you. You mean the penalty of the system would be death? I didn't. Someone that is a manga or a webcomic reader would have to confirm that. I'm not sure I saw what the penalty there did. I do remember. See, it says here, warning, if you do not complete this quest, your heart will stop. So essentially you will die. So I do think that he did have a choice. He could have chosen to die, but that's not really fair, is it? Like, oh yeah, you should have chosen to die. No, he has a sister to take care of. He has literally one other kid here that is, well, he's not a kid. I think he's probably 19, 20 himself. But it's definitely a self-defense situation. People can argue if it was excessive self-defense, but his actions themselves were justified. Yes, that is a good point to bring up and a good way to say it. Even if you have a right to self-defense, there is still grounds to argue that, oh, you used excessive force or this or that. And you could still be penalized for that, or, the law could be brought down on your head. I don't know how to say that. So even if you did have a right to defend yourself, there are limits and stuff. But he did nothing extra. He just killed. Said, you thought you were strong, but I'm stronger. He didn't say that, but that's what I thought he should say. And then he killed the last guy. No torture, no dragging it out, no lavishing in the kill, nothing. He just did what needed to be done in that moment so that he and the other guy didn't die. But for me, it still does not boil down to, I don't care about the system. Whether the system was going to kill him or not, I feel like there was grounds for him to defend himself. So what the system said, I don't even feel like I need to use that as an excuse for his behavior, because his behavior doesn't need no excuse. He was faced with 6 people who was going to kill him, and he killed those 6 people. He didn't. No one else got caught up in the situation. He didn't drag the one guy's sister into it. Nothing. All he did was in being in immediate danger, he killed the guys who wanted to murder him, who premeditatively planned to murder him and the other guy. So I feel like that is the end of the discussion for me. His actions were justified. Okay. See, Vasilij, you're thinking in a shonen way. In shonen, you can knock someone with the blunt end of the sword, or you can shock them to paralyze them or whatever. In the real world, you don't always have that option. It's not realistic to expect anyone to. Maybe if it's a black belt karate person, you can expect them to, like, remember this was 6 guys. And when you're in a life or death situation, now you have to plan, okay, I don't want to kill them, so how am I going to knock them out without killing them? You're thinking in shonen terms. That's what I was trying to do earlier. In shonen, the fights are dragged out on 20 episodes and like Zoro using the blunt end of the sword. Oh, I didn't kill them. And like, that's lovely in shonen, because we don't really want kids to see death in shonen. But in the real world, you don't have time to worry about their survival when they're coming at you for your life. If I'm in my house, I have to aim to kill. Otherwise, if that guy gets shot in the leg and he still can creep on the floor, he could grab my kid and hold a knife against her throat and take her hostage. There's no, in more realistic situations, you can't prioritize in your head. There's no time to prioritize how do I paralyze them without killing them so that I can run away. It's they're coming to kill you, so you get them first. End of story. It's better to think that way, because if you're planning to do like fancy moves and shoot them in the leg and this and that, there's too much that can go wrong. What do you mean you don't know what penalty means? It says here, warning, if you do not complete this quest, your heart will stop. For me, this doesn't matter, but you guys seem to be talking about it in the chat. 17:27. There is literally a part, the penalty of not completing the quest is your heart will stop, which means you will die. So I'm not sure why. Personally, I agree. Just knowing that those 6 people murdered, I don't know how many other players makes Jinu's actions even more justified. We know that those guys are capable of killing. Yes, they weren't planning to kill for the first time. We know they're capable of this. We know how they're strong. They could have taken down that freaking spider thing together. So he didn't use excessive force against them. They were pretty much like, how do you say this? Like for example, let's say someone attacks you in the street, some random guy, and you are a world-class karate champion, and you chop his head and kill him. People might argue that that is excessive force because you had the power. You were 10 times more powerful than your attacker. You could have done this and you could have done that. In that situation, I can understand why people would argue against the karate guy who, like, if someone attacks you with a knife and you hit the knife away and then you break their neck and then they die. You could argue that that's excessive force. Like, maybe you didn't need to do that. Some people would still say, like, listen, this guy came in for the kill. He should have accepted his death. If you're gonna try and kill. But I could also understand the other side, the argument that this was a 21-year-old scrawny male. He had a knife that he may not have. He just maybe wanted to threaten you, and you were a world-class karate master. You already slapped his knife away. You didn't need to then break his neck. Then yes, sure, you can argue that his responsibility as a world-class karate champion was to subdue the attacker without killing. But in this case, there is nothing like that. It was 6 against 2, only 1 really able to fight. And he literally was lucky to defeat that monster, the spider thing, because he could stab it in the eye. He used strategy to defeat it. Those 6 would have been able to kill that thing. So my point is, they're more or less on the same level. So him attacking to kill, it's really for his own. Unless you're Doffy and you use strings to restart his heart. Oh, true that. It was in the flashback that where the message says his heart will stop. I don't understand. What do you mean? 12:44. But maybe you guys can send more of this in the comment section, because honestly, so here it says that you will receive an appropriate penalty, and then at 17 later it says your heart will stop. So is that the penalty? We don't know how much he saw. We don't know if he clicked that. To me, this doesn't even matter, because whether or not so maybe talk more about this in the comment section and clarify. I don't know, maybe webcomic readers can confirm, but for me, this doesn't matter, and I'm wasting time talking about it. He seemed strong enough to knock them out, plus he walked right up to them and sliced that guy. They were walking up to them. Then again, could have attacked the other boy whenever they want to. If he knocks them out and one of them wakes up while he's knocking another one out, yes, he could still kill the other. So you have to think about these things in this is not real world, but it's interesting that it mirrors real world situations. So I still think personally that his actions were justified. It's the same logic as saying you should have aimed for his leg after an incident happens. It's easy to say afterwards that there was no reason to shoot the perpetrator in the upper body, but in that moment there's no time to decide. It's not even about time to decide. It's also about a lot of people with the adrenaline rushing through your body. If you get shot in the leg, you could still do harm to another person. So let's say I'm in my house and me and my kids are watching a movie and someone breaks in. and I shoot them in the leg. You don't think that the adrenaline would rush and they could still grab one of my kids, for example? They could still grab this guy and use him as a hostage? Sadly, yeah, if someone premeditates murder, like he said, that's kind of what he said, right? You know, you guys go around murdering people, preying on the weak. So I guess you're prepared to die, or you should be. Yeah, but all of this is very interesting to talk about, and I'm not saying there is no right or wrong here, because it's an anime and we can all have our own opinions, and it's good to talk about these things because now you see why in real life, when someone shoots someone else or something happens, you can understand why people have different opinions on the situation, right? Some people would say he was justified, some people wouldn't. Some people say he has to go to prison for life. Others would say, no, only 5 years. All of this is that's why law is complicated. That's why people get paid a lot to be lawyers. Oh, that's also true. If he didn't kill them, there would be no proof of anything that they did, and they will go and kill more people. They'll keep up their little game. That is also very important. They would have continued to go on these expeditions, hire weak people, and continue to murder. That's another very important point, yeah. Okay, but yeah, if you guys want to talk more about what the penalty would have been, would it have been his heart stopping, or when did that thing pop up? I assumed it was the penalty for the current quest, because when else would his heart have stopped? I don't know. So yeah, you guys can talk more about that in the comments. I'm going to end the video now because it's way too long. I would give the episode a 10 out of 10 simply for the amazing discussion that follows from it. But also visuals, voice acting really just kind of blew me out of the water there. And just for the show, for having an adult MC. Good job. Your thoughts on the penalty was right. Cool. I'm glad I understood it. Bye.